Okay.
The whole subject of literature last year.
Happy days. Right. You are... Okay, at the end...
Adventurous school.
At the end of last session...
You guys are being Australians.
At the end of last session, you... there was something to do with the revolution. Who knows what the actual outcome of that was, but nobody of importance managed to die, so we'll take that.
I mean, Fiona Watcher died, didn't she?
Well, yeah, so, nobody, nice people. Yeah. Nice people. Quinny went off to investigate where was Irina.
I made a slight miscalculation.
Potentially. Got to Vasily's place. Vasily said she'd gone to the church. You didn't believe him. You said, I don't believe you, and ended up on the other side of the wall in his study, and nobody could hear you scream. Yeah. And the rest of you have ended up in there, and you've gone through the teleportation circle and come out in this room. So you've got these high stone pillars, these beautiful arched ceilings, this huge open sort of stained glass window. The whole room's lit with flickering candles on every surface, and there is a young woman, not dogs, asleep in the bed, who is starting to stir as 6 of you fall out of the wardrobe in a Narnia-esque manner. You recognise, those of you that looked in the mirror at the Burgomaster's mansion, recognise the sleeping figure as the woman that you saw sleeping.
Does she look like Vash, did you say? Or did she look like someone?
She looks... Harleen thinks she looks like Etherdway.
Okay, that's interesting.
And she bears some resemblance to Mad Mary that you met back in Barovia village with the dog that you rescued from the death house.
So where have we seen this person before?
You haven't.
I've never seen it.
So you've seen the bed and you've seen a woman asleep, but you certainly recognise this room in that freaky mirror that was in the. So those of you who saw in the mirror would recognise this room. So you strongly suspect that you may be in Castle Ravenloft.
Right.
There's a fire burning in the fireplace. It's quite nice in here.
I think we left off, we were actually starting to walk down the...
Yeah,
I'd love to retcon that and get a short rest in personally, but if no one else wants one, I'm happy to.
Kick her out of bed so you can have a sleep.
Monk, do you want a short rest, or are you good?
Let's not refer to him by name.
Zephyr, that's it.
No, why would you refer to him by name? Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't mind a short rest.
I don't know about resting.
Yeah, we might not be here, and then we rest, and then you walk up.
Alright, cool. So what, are we running? Or what we do?
Yeah, look around first.
Yeah, I think
Alright.
we worked our head out.
Let's try to sneak out of this room, I think.
Okay.
Can I do a perception to
Guidance.
listen
There was no
how, obviously this lady's in the bed, but can I listen to breathing and that sort of stuff, how awake is she? Is she
asleep
sleeping soundly, or
She roll. Are you?
listening?
You're just standing there listening.
Medicine check.
Yeah.
She got sleep.
From standing there listening, she appears to be asleep.
Is Vash with us?
No.
Ah, okay. Well,
Unless you want him to be, and then he can disappear in a minute.
I'd love to
Go on
ask
then.
Vash to use at-will detect magic to see if there's anything 30 feet of this magic.
Within 30 feet.
Yeah.
Within.
Does that have a verbal command?
I don't believe so, because it's a warlock thing, but I could be
Well, I mean, we had that kind of mini confronting Quinny before we realised that she was even in the bed.
Let me
So, Thomas
see.
isn't going to wake
Oh,
her
it
up.
might not be.
I think you just can see magic stuff. Yeah, it's a warlock thing.
Okay.
Right it off, and it's switches and switches.
Rainbow vision.
So No, within 30. I've put Vash's detect magic on, and within 30 feet of you, there is nothing pinging.
So presumably she's not magically asleep.
She is not magically sleeping. Based on that, no.
Somewhere else. I don't have password that trace, sadly, or it'd be a lot easier. I don't think it would.
There's nobody outside the door.
I'm going to sneak just outside into the corridor, I think.
Okay. So you come out of the door onto the corridor and roll a group stealth check.
Can I guidance myself?
Natural 20.
Same! It's a good start to the session.
Well, you two are doing very well.
Yeah, no nat ones.
Well, that doesn't help
It's a
you with my
25.
9, so like, no. Put us in group stuff.
Oh, Chris, why?
I'm
I got like
Ah!
I'm
a halfling.
no, you literally have to accept the second one. Yeah, you have to accept the second one. Yes, if you double that one, that's the only way you can.
There's a 1 in 400 chance. Congrats.
So that's a 20, a natural 20, a natural 20.
But you got a nat 1 and you've still got worse.
Okay.
You still got better than me. I was 7.
Okay.
I got a 9.
Okay, so there's just so you could this room is so this room's sort of almost octagonal, curved. It looks like it fits sort of in a tower. So these walls with the coming around from the bed around here are sort of sloped in, and then there's the windows on that western wall. There are 2 doors. So if you're just fallen out of the wardrobe, there's 2 doors sort of almost next to the wardrobe behind you, and there's 2 doors on the eastern wall. Where would you like to go? Which door did you look out of? You looked out of the doors on this eastern wall.
So let's go that way then, I think.
Okay. As you start to move, she starts to stir and sort of sits up and sort of rubs her eyes. What's happening here?
That's bad.
No.
Not sure.
I don't have anything.
We just rocked up here.
And she's sort of drawn the covers up to her chin like this. And goes, it is rude to come into a lady's bedchamber.
I wholeheartedly agree. Would not have done it if I could have.
Do you know Vasily von Holtz?
Who?
Vasily von Holtz?
Who is Vasily von Holtz?
Someone awful who sent us in against our will. Well, we're leaving.
You can go back to sleep.
We will let you be.
Hang on.
Are you talking in her head?
Yes.
Oh God.
This is all a dream.
Excuse me, lady. Where are we?
Oh well, I am in my bedchamber in Castle Ravenloft. I don't know where you are or why you are here.
Yes, we don't know why we're here either.
Well, I would strongly suggest that you leave me be.
I would strongly suggest you cover up the mirror too.
Yeah.
Pardon?
Someone's been watching you get dressed.
No.
And she looks round. She looks absolutely horrified at the concept.
Oh my God, Carly would just.
Then I think she's going to say mirror on the inside. So I suggest you cover up your body.
But she's like, ah! Yeah. She is wearing a long nightgown. And she's got the blankets pulled up to her chin. She just looks...
Yeah, so I asked you what her name was.
in her head. And she's like, Gertruda. Why are you talking in my head? Who are you people?
What's your last name?
She looks and she looks confused, like she doesn't know what you mean. My name is Gertruda.
How long have
Can I roll like ethics of some sort to figure out if like this is like a complete like memory erasing toolbox kind of thing, or whether she's just like I don't have her last name.
She doesn't understand
Bhutanese?
Yeah, like is this like a like a I can't remember, or is this a I don't have a last name?
Yeah, you can roll insight.
What's the you about the Holy Church?
Oh well, that's correct. So,
Okay.
10.
You're not sure. You can't really tell whether or not she just can't remember, or whether she's just frightened, or whether she's you're not sure at all. You can't make a.
Which was the way out?
Well, it depends where you want to go. I mean, you shouldn't be here at all.
Yes,
You want to leave
we'd like to
past
leave.
Ravenloft.
Which way do we
Well,
go?
and she sort of. She points towards the doors on the eastern wall.
Let's go.
And I'll go up to her. I'll go up to her and just look her in the eyes and say,
That's what we'll find.
"Thank you for your help, lady," and see if there's any flicker of recognition from either of us.
Roll insight.
Roll good.
It's the best cantrip.
Or anything. Insight.
Mm-hmm.
You can add a d4.
Glad you did. I thought it was well.
My head is that Cody just like stands at people's shoulders and just goes.
Yes.
Square your shoulders.
That's a 7. A 7.
A 7. With a 7, you don't recognise her, and you can't tell what she's thinking, other than she seems very frightened and perplexed, and that she doesn't really want you in here anymore.
Is she human? By the looks of it?
Have we met any non-human player races?
Yeah.
Huh.
Not many.
Hmm.
You've met. There were some dwarves. You've met a couple of elves. Yeah.
Yeah, I know meant standing player races, perhaps. She's the vampires and that one I'm going to.
Yeah. You've met. You've met a couple of.
Okay.
But they do exist.
Feel like second breakfast.
Here there's a center around here somewhere.
Yeah.
Keep an eye on it. Right, let's get out of it.
Okay, so you walk out of those. Are you going to look through those double doors?
Sure.
I'm not going anywhere without throwing Jabby and Stabby.
Okay, you're jabby and stabby. Okay, so you open the door into what appears to be a study, and there's a blazing sort of hearth that fills the room with beautiful sort of red and amber light. It's actually quite beautiful. There's candelabras adorning the walls, and a large desk. The walls appear to be sort of lined with books of various sorts. There's a large low table in the centre of the room that's waxed and polished. A couple of leather chairs, and a huge painting hanging above the mantelpiece of what appears to be Irina, or what you would recognise as Irina. So a sort of raven-haired woman with blue eyes. This beautiful portrait. Absolutely huge thing. Yeah, it looks in keeping with everything else in this room. It certainly doesn't look recent.
Does it look like too old to be to match? Because like Arena's only in her 20s.
Yep.
Does it look wildly older than Arena?
You can have a look and roll investigation if you want.
That's my guidance myself.
Yep.
So that's a 17.
You think that this painting is, many decades, potentially hundreds of years old. You look and there's bits of paint slightly flaking in the corners. You can taste the paint. There's some lead in it. It looks old. It certainly looks significantly older than. It looks significantly older than Arena. This isn't something that was done 5 years ago or last week or anything like that. It looks very old. What did you get for investigation?
17.
When you look at the bit, there's a very small, actually quite plain gold plaque at the bottom of the frame that is just inscribed Tatiana.
When you say plaque, would that suggest that that's the person's name?
Yeah, as opposed to the artist's name. Yeah.
Okay. The subject. Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Quinny will write that. Quinny will ask someone to write that down somewhere. I don't think Quinny writes anything.
Okay.
That seems like anything you should remember.
Tatiana.
The picture isn't actually Arena. It's very old, and it's labelled Tatiana.
I mean, again, but this is Tatiana, like one of the.
I don't think so.
No, Titania.
Titania is
Yeah, Titania's a Fey Sealy Court.
Strats. Vash's mum. No, we know Vash's mum's name, don't we?
Yeah. It's not Tatiana, it's it'll come to me in a minute.
Something, I think.
Can't remember off the top of my head.
Who looks exactly like Tatiana with a big mustache and glasses.
I shall pull up Obsidian and I shall tell you.
Although Vash's mum looked like a ring.
Yeah.
So Vash saw Irina and thought that she looked exactly like his mother.
I think there's.
Or family.
Well, I think it's.
So his mother was called Ilyana Yannick. Ilyana.
I reckon.
I'm going to speak to her.
Who are we speaking to now?
It's Pete.
No. The lady.
Oh, you're going back to the bed.
What was her name? It was.
Gertruda isn't in the bed. Isn't in the bed.
Oh, she isn't. She's missing.
I think we should move
We should, like-
really quickly somewhere else.
I'll do a
go
quick
on.
investigation.
Did my blind sight see anyone?
If there's anything interesting about the shop.
Yeah, there. You can do roll investigation.
14.
There's a whole collection of books. There's the Fall of Argynvost. There's a Battle at Telenska Gate. There's the Battle of Berez. There's Devil We Know, which you recognise because you found absolutely you found lots of those. There's a book called Lords of Barovia, which I think you might have a copy of somewhere. I think you borrowed Lords of Barovia from Vasily von Holst's library. There's Myth of Kazan. I haven't actually got. I need to find my list of your library books that you're carrying around. Does
Kazan mean anything to us?
No. There's Kazan. There's the Monster Hunter's Guide, which I believe you've got a copy of that. Von Richten's Guide to Monster Hunting. And then there's a book on the Court of Ravenloft. There's a collection of books and tomes and similar, yeah.
Let's run somewhere else if the person.
Anybody else looking at anything else while you're here?
Is there anything valuable I can sense in the doors? Or...
Do you say sense? My gold senses. Coins in that drawer.
I feel like we should
can I just fix it up?
Yeah, let's go.
Would you like to run?
I'm-
Okay.
I mean, Harley would probably just start walking towards the door as everyone's
I'm going with
Okay.
this. But you can look for your stuff
No,
first.
no.
and then jump.
I'm going with you.
Okay. So there's
Out of my arrow.
Split up and look for clues.
okay, you can split up and look for clues. So there's 3 doors out of this room. There's fact. There's 3 doors out of this room. There's 2 on the north wall and 1 on the south wall.
Went from 2 doors to 3 doors.
Yeah.
3 doors down.
Is this like that door thing where like we pick a door and then someone reveals another door and then we get to choose whether we change our door?
And the mathematical odds of it. I don't understand why that's such a big deal for people.
Yeah, the mathematical odds is always 50-50 if you switch door.
You always got a better chance if you. Can I go up and try to open the doors? See if they're
Which
locked?
one do you want to open?
I'll go to the far left first.
So there's 1 on the south wall and 2 up on the north wall.
I'll go to the south wall
I'll go to one of the north ones.
and see.
And I'll go to the other one and we'll all open them at the same time.
Okay.
It all leads to the same place.
Right. So
We stare at
you
each other.
Whoa.
you open the south door, and there's this hall. You can see disappearing off into the distance that is absolutely choked with webs.
Nope. Closing that.
That was easy.
Is that all the doors?
That was the south door. There's 2 on the north wall.
I just know
I'm
they
at
can
north door
do a lot
too.
of damage.
Your north door. So there's a north door on the left and a north door on the right.
I'll go for the right. I think
If you'd like to go through, you're welcome.
Zephyr was going for the other one.
So
More
So-
than yours, that's not bad.
the door on the left, as you open the door on the left, there's a staircase. It opens onto a staircase, spiral staircase going down. And up that spiral staircase, you can hear the sort of echoing sort of music of an organ. And you open the door on the right, and it goes into a corridor, and at about
I'm feeling drawn to sing
20 foot in front of you, the corridor turns to the left. So you can see 20 foot ahead. It's dark. There's no light in here. And then it appears to go round a corner to the left.
The building we're in, is it made of stone?
It's a castle.
Yeah.
It is a castle.
Huck a firebolt down that corridor to see for some light.
You huck a firebolt down the corridor, it lights up and appears to go off to the left.
What do we want, the downward staircase or the
You
left
see
facing?
this small, you see this,
No.
you see this small rat sort of disintegrate in a corner.
Well, now that you've popped it fireball, I think we take the stairs so we haven't.
Oh yeah, maybe I should start.
Kind of
So-
alerted whoever's down there to
You can hear clanking and pacing coming somewhere back the way you came. So you don't anticipate it sort of over towards the far side of Gertruda's room, in the distance, just pacing up and down.
Where do we want to go?
Have we opened the third door yet?
So the
it's
door on the right goes to this corridor that goes forward and then turns left. It's dark. The door on the left, on the north wall, goes down a flight of stairs, and the south door goes into a web-choked.
Okay.
Yes.
How far does
I
this
see.
corridor go before it gets
Oh, 15 foot, 20 foot maybe.
there? Okay, I'm gonna quickly pace to the corner and peer around it.
Okay. Have you got dark vision?
Quick push to where it's at.
Hopefully not.
I have no doubt.
I'll show you.
There's good size, which apparently
I
can't
always-
see in the dark.
If I ever find it in this.
Would you like to light something?
Galen, do you remember where it is?
Not in the app. I refuse to use it.
It's on.
It's the web
It's
version.
on. It's over
I
where
think
perception, where passive perception is.
Probably.
Oh, so it's then abilities and say.
Yeah.
But I've got
I've only
one,
got
so
one.
we can just go.
If you got blind sight, got.
You've
No,
only
blind
have 10
sight's
foot of
blind sight's 10 foot, and you can just see people that are moving through it.
That's true. Okay.
I've got produce flame, so I'll get a light and then go stick my head around the corner.
Okay.
Hopefully with Zephyr if they want.
Okay. So you. Okay, so you walk down this corridor and you can hear it echoes. You can hear your footsteps on the stone. As you turn the corner, there's a long hallway. It runs along the side of the castle, so you get the feeling that this would be behind Gertruda's room. So where the head of the bed is, this is going to be somewhere on the other side of that. So it's running alongside.
We're already halfway down here.
I'll run back if I have to. Otherwise, I'd like to use them. I just want to open the door going down the stairs and then close this one once we're in. So if you walk into this room, the door going down the stairs is open.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah,
Fine.
See what I can find.
Yeah. It looks like the ceiling's collapsed a bit. There's rubble strewn across the floor. You can see beams of the roof through the sort of gaps in the ceiling. You can see dark clouds. It's pretty. It's Ravenloft. It's pretty dark up there. You can see the flashes of lightning, and every now and again there's a big lightning flash that sort of illuminates the inside of the room over your light. In each of this hall has got alcoves all the way down both sides of this hall, and in these alcoves are life-sized statues, and the visage of each of them, as the lightning flashes, you see that the face appears to be completely frozen in terror.
Yeah, let's douse these lights, maybe?
Do any of these faces look familiar at all? Like
How
the recognized
scared
family members or anything like that? Or?
Okay, so you're going to have a look? Yeah. So as you go up to look at these statues, what you see is sort of ancient heroes, so people with armor and shield and stone, and their face looks completely stoic, like they're about to face an oncoming horde until the lightning flashes overhead, and in the flash of the lightning you just see this utterly terrified, horrified visage. And then it goes back, and as you go down, all of these appear to represent they look probably higher level adventuring party than you would be, sort of heroes of old. There's a what looks like a ranger with a bow, and then there's somebody in plate armor with a shield and a sword, going all the way down this corridor. Vash's detect magic is active in here. If he was still here, I'm going to send him back in a minute. But he's currently still here.
What school of magic is it? Sorry, is it the statues?
Yeah, the whole. It's not
Hogwarts.
Yeah, Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. It's not. It's not a spell or an enchantment so much as the whole of this room is sort of imbued with sort of necromantic energy, and each of these, particularly when the lightning flashes, each of these statues just glows a little bit.
I think we should move through here quickly.
Let's keep going.
Wonderful.
Okay, so going back.
No, we keep going forward.
You weren't kidding.
Well, it's not because it's quiet.
I don't know what's in Castle Ravenloft, but I can't imagine it's good.
Is that collapsed bit too?
You can. It would be difficult terrain. You can pick your way. You're not under any kind of immediate pressure. You can pick your way through that if you wanted to.
Can we tell what's on the other side?
You get to, you see what looks like a door on the south wall at the far end, and just a plain stone wall at the far end.
How far away is that door from where we are at the moment? Do you think?
If you're walking down, about that. The whole room's probably about 50 foot long. It's quite long.
Can I try and because I don't
There's sort of 10 statues along 5 on each side. So about 50 foot.
Yep. Let's try to climb through it.
Okay. So you're climbing across the rubble, and as the lightning flashes, Zephyr, you're completely sure that you hear in your head, be careful.
Can I do a perception check of some sort, see if it's like traps or my investigation?
Investigation for traps? You aren't aware of any particular traps. You think this rubble's a bit hazardous and you could twist an ankle quite nastily on it, but no obvious traps.
Just being on the lookout for like random things like string to the ground.
Roll a perception check. Anybody who wants to.
Guidance?
Yeah.
Started off really well.
It started so well.
31.
The 31.
Yeah. I got a 4 on my guidance and I rolled a 19.
Look at you! Well, you see, it's definitely been on that side of the projector. It makes a big difference to the rolling ability.
Maybe it's the feng shui. True. You usually sit there.
Yeah.
Maybe I need to move.
I'm loving the fact that your special ability is predicated on the fact you roll like shit. I think that's amazing. You're right.
Everyone else has got like a cool ability. I've got like a don't roll shit.
No, roll shit and you get spell slots back for rolling shit.
That is very good, but it's funny that like everyone else has like an ability that's like will make you better, and it's like if you're shit, I'll make you better.
Yours is also one of the only ones that's not still limited use.
Yeah. I'm not complaining about it.
You are sure, 100% sure, that you heard one of those statues speak when that lightning flashed and the thunder rolled and the lightning flashed. You are sure that you heard caution from one of those statues.
Maybe we should tell her.
I'm pretty sure
the shadow, the statues are speaking. Can I
go towards the eerie scene?
So you want to get close?
Alright, let's
Does it like castle?
Having statues talking.
Having heard that, can I just try to keep an ear out? I've got a passive perception of 19, so I'm hoping I can just try to listen since I've heard something already.
Yeah.
I like it too. It implies someone playing you, which I'm not a fan of in this instance.
Again, when the lightning flashes and you look and you hear the thunder and you know it's going, you're sure you saw the lips move on one of these statues in its terror.
How far away is the door currently?
It depends which way you're going. You're kind of in the rubble, so you're right in the middle.
I really think this is a bad idea.
Zipper's gonna grab his pen.
I think any door.
And he's just gonna like tap one of the statues to see if it's like not trying to like attack it, but just seeing if it's like hollow or if it's like solid stone, if it reacts.
It seems to be solid stone.
Can I?
It doesn't obviously react to you tapping it.
Can I get everyone to stop moving for a second and then try to listen out back the hall we've come to see if we're still being followed?
You can hear from the far end, so where this stone wall appears to be, so to the way that you're heading. So you're heading west, and you can hear pacing along what seems to be the outside of this room, up and down.
Okay.
So almost like a guard or a patrol
The way
or a
we
person.
No, the way we're going.
Does it
No.
sound like they're outside the wall?
It sounds they're outside of this room. It sounds like there's a corridor or something on the other side of that wall, and there's something walking up and down.
I'm just going to make a beeline for the door.
Yeah.
So
do we
this-
just
Which
go-
door? Oh, are you going back the way you came? Or are you going forward?
Forward.
Because weren't we being followed?
No, you've heard. You don't think so. At the moment, nothing behind you that you're aware of. You went back to check on Gertrude. She wasn't there.
Quietly approach the door.
Okay. Again, as the lightning flashes, you hear help. You're at the door so there's a door at the far end of this room on the south wall.
Can I lift up my ear and put it against it and try to hear what's going on behind?
On the door,
On the door.
you can't. It's completely quiet. I say
There
you're
was
running a
someone
pit.
moving earlier, or is this a different?
So this is an internal door. So this will be coming south. You can hear that pacing up and down further to the west,
Okay.
but it doesn't seem to be on the other side of that door.
Okay. I reckon we should go through that. Sounds like
That's just us.
and get us out of
Probably
this.
we're just gonna open the door.
Okay, so you open that door and there's a short 10-meter sort of stone corridor, very low. It's almost a crawl space under this. So you open the door, but the actual behind it isn't a corridor, it's a crawl space.
I'll just walk in, that's all.
Yeah,
I mean,
pretty
that's
much.
what Howling was.
At the other end is a small wooden door which is locked.
As Queen's going through, she's going to say, "Have I ever told you about my crippling claustrophobia?"
I'm going to go through.
So the door's locked. The wooden door at the end of this corridor is
Wait.
locked.
For
Wait.
20?
I'm not
For
going
Ethelbridge.
For Ethelbridge,
Ethelbridge?
I don't know.
Can I do a sleight of hand to see if I can pick the lock?
Guidance.
Oh, my mum just wants to know. I must go up by your what? Oh, the telepathy goes up like
38.
So
Uh,
it's 75.
door unlocks.
Wow. That's surprising.
Would you like to open it?
Yes, okay.
I'm going
Yeah.
to crawl.
As you open the door, roll a dex save.
It was really a minute.
Yeah.
The wall was in it. That'd be great. Flat against the wall. Door shaking.
Do you count as prone if you're crawling?
There are rules for crawling. They're not
15.
super developed, but you just move it past.
Take 7 piercing damage from a dart that's just flown out of the wall and embedded itself in your neck, and then roll a con save.
Oh no.
You are poisoned.
Oh,
No poison damage, just poison condition.
How much damage did you take?
7. So that's disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks.
Do I incur damage?
Not from the poison, but you are poisoned as a condition.
I've got the stuff for healing if you need some help.
Yes, I shall walk back towards my friends
Have,
and pull a dart out of them.
Like a giant mosquito.
Yeah.
So you go through the...
14 hit points. Roll the next one.
Oh, wow. So you go through the door?
Well, is anyone else able to fit through the door besides me?
You could walk, they'll have to crawl.
I'll just be like, come on.
You
I'll have
You
Jerry
walk-
and Danny.
you walk out of what appears to be the bedside cabinet in Gertruda's room.
God!
She's not there.
Can I,
She's not there.
having a really high survival skill
Yes.
and messing around with Faye, trying to work out if we've just moved in an actual real space circle, or if this is some
Yes.
non-real space station.
Roll survival.
Survival?
Because we went out
That's
the door.
Yep.
Can I
And we went along the
guidance
wall
that?
behind the bed. And then into the room.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's like a normal table.
26.
It's a normal circle. So
Okay.
you've effectively come out of this way into that study, and then gone up the north wall, down that little corridor, along the weird spooky room with the alcoves in, and then through her bedside table back into her bedroom. So you've done a sort of loop around the back of the bed. You can still hear, now you're aware of it from the other rooms, you can still hear that pacing. You can still hear that pacing up and down. It appears to be outside of that window.
I assume there's no spiders.
Outside of the window?
Yeah.
Is the window
I
transparent?
assume there's no spiders.
Yeah, it's a glass window. It's a beautiful glass window.
Can I see through?
You can, if you want to. You can have a look through the window.
How about, Etheridge, do you want to have a look through that window sneakily?
Roll a stealth check.
Remember to tread lightly. Have some
Why would we
guidance.
need to sneakily do it?
Because there's someone outside.
Oh,
Sneaky.
good to know.
Alright. Guidance is good. Guidance is good. 17.
Did you add a d4?
You see what appears to be a huge, sort of 8-9 foot tall suit of armour.
This is through the window.
Yep. On what appears to be like a parapet.
Through this window?
Yeah. So beneath that window, there's like a walkway. So it's outside, on the outside walls of the castle. There's a parapet. And walking backwards and forwards along that parapet is this 9, maybe slightly taller foot suit of armour. Whether you can't see anybody with a huge helmet, ornate bits, just marching
If
from
there
one
was a
end to the
window
other.
In that room, this is the room we first came in on.
Mm.
Could I have looked to see how high off the ground we are?
Yeah, you can have a look. And if you want to have a look out of that window, do you want to do that stealthily, or
Well,
do you
so,
just
where-
want to?
The guard wasn't there when we first arrived, were they?
No, you weren't aware. They're not outside. They're below and in front. So you've heard them
okay.
marching up and down. So you know
Okay,
they're there to
never
look.
mind.
If that makes sense.
Do you not
Yeah.
know where?
Go back the way we came.
Well, what way? The only way we haven't gone is downstairs.
There's a corridor full of rooms. So let's get out of here first.
Okay.
Go back to this crawl space.
Okay. So you're going back to the study.
Well, let's go the way the guard definitely can't see us yet.
Yeah.
Or does it not look like
Okay.
we have a line of
So
sight?
So in this room, there's 2 doors next to the wardrobe that you haven't opened yet, and there's the doors through to the study, which you
Oh,
have.
okay, well, let's try those doors near the wardrobe.
Okay, so those doors are now open. So as you look, so you okay, so you would, so all of it, so you look through those doors which were shut and are now open. There appears to be a bath chamber with this huge ornate claw-footed bath. There's red satin curtains hanging on the south wall. There's this bath on a sort of raised pedestal in the centre of the room. It's huge and ornate.
Yeah, let's go back through the place.
Okay.
Pure thoughts.
Let's
Vash would also get necromancy out of this room.
Oh, good.
I'm sure you saw
If you're-
what's the problem, but
He's then going to go and investigate the inside of that wardrobe. She'll leave him there. See if you can work out how to get out of here back the way you came.
So there's one door to the study. There's
Yes.
one door to the bathroom. Is there
Yes.
a third door?
There's the crawl space underneath, back
Okay.
into the.
I think we should go back through this crawl space. So let's see.
Yeah.
Back through the crawl space and then
We have
back
to go through all the
to
rubble
the
and shit again.
That's
Yeah.
fine. Would
I'd
you
rather
rather
that
rubble
than
or
be
get
sorted.
caught?
What if we just
Would you rather rubble or get caught?
underneath the windows? Underneath the window.
F3, does it look like the guard will be able to see us
Eileen
if
would
we
just
crawl
start
into the
crawling
crawl
through the
space?
crawl space to get back.
Okay. As you're standing in this empty bed chamber, you can hear sort of splashing and sort of movement in the water behind you.
Please follow in Harley.
That's what you do when you're 15 out of 5 strangers in your bedroom. Just
Go have a bath.
We're not risking it. We're just.
There was another door in that bathroom that was also open, but so
Quinny and I are going through the crawl space.
you would think
Whenever
that she's
everyone
gone
else
into the
is there,
bathroom and then
yeah.
gone out of another door rather than.
Oh, so
So
we're
was.
still hearing, but there's also splashing?
Yep.
I don't want to find out.
I think we should just
Too
run.
late. Quinny and I are already halfway through the crawl space.
Alright, I'll strap through the crawl space.
Okay. So you crawl in a moaning and complaining kind of a way back through the crawl space and come back into
Exactly.
the half derelict. You come back into the half derelict hall with all the statues and the exposed beams and the lightning flashing through. Again, as you start to pick your way through the rubble, walking to the other end, same. Every time the lightning flashes, you see the faces
Where's the lightning
change.
coming from?
So it's open to the roof. The ceiling's collapsed in, and you can see the beams in the roof, and there's it's open to the sky. You could potentially, like fly out of there, but oh dear.
It's always like she planned it.
No, not at all. There's an escape route.
Maybe you turn into a butterfly or something.
I can do a dodo. I can't
I
fly.
can't fly.
A giant roctopus.
Next level, when you can fly, I can't do it.
So you notice every time the lightning flashes, the faces change, and Quinny, you remain convinced that you can hear them whispering.
Tell us which way to go.
Do you say that?
Yes.
I'd go down if I were you.
To the organ?
No, the organ was up.
No, the organ was down.
Oh,
I do down. We can talk to the statues.
Quinny can. Sort of. Kind of. Maybe.
Oh, you all heard that.
Oh, we all heard
Yeah,
it?
yeah. You heard Quinny go. Well, tell us which way to go.
Can I insight check the statues?
Yeah.
one slight tip.
We'd also try and. Ooh, that's not bad.
22.
You have no reason to. It's a statue. It said something. You don't have any reason to suspect it of anything. It appears to, if anything, have been trapped here and looks terrified. It doesn't appear to be
An illusion from someone
No.
trying to eat us.
Okay.
Can I try and talk to the statue telepathically?
That's
To
a
see if it has like a conscience or something?
Uh-huh.
And just be like,
Which statue are you speaking to? There's 10. There's 5 down each wall.
different
So-
high risk character.
yeah, I was thinking like the ranger or something.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm just going to be like, have you been trapped here? And if it doesn't speak back, I want to speak as the lightning strikes.
Okay. So you say, have you been trapped here? So. Trapped is a state of mind more than a state of place.
Oh god, it's a philosophical ranger.
You wanted a high wisdom character.
Can I attempt to speak
Oh,
to a
you're one of
different one?
those. Move on.
Can I speak to a different one and
Yep.
say,
Slightly less.
Existential.
what is your purpose here? and just see if it's the same voice or if it's like a completely different voice.
Okay. So the next one down, you speak to. What's your purpose here? To stand, to watch, to warn, to wait. Different voice.
Do you share that?
Yes. Yeah. Oh shit.
I guess we go down to the organ.
What was? I'm gonna ask like the last one on the thing. I'll just be like, is there a what sort of class would be most adept at killing spiders?
A ranger.
Yeah. Is there another ranger? Because this can
Well, there's
a barbarian blood hunter.
No, I want to ask one of the statues.
So you've got one that you would go, oh yeah, you look like a ranger. Looks a bit like Hank from the cartoon. Has sort of leather looking armour, as much as it can look leather and stone, and a long bow. You've got one that looks like it's in plate mail and is clearly some kind of warrior. You've got what may be some kind of caster. You've got somebody clutching what looks like a holy symbol. You've got somebody who's standing like this with a dagger drawn. You've got somebody just with a cloak up around their head.
That's the first one.
You've got what looks like you've got what looks like a dwarf with a big axe. There's 10 assorted around.
And I got the cloaky figure and say, "Well,
we haven't got to the There is what looks like a druid in the sense that they have this sort of long gown with what appears to be made of leads. They're not a satyr.
Well, that's encouraging a little.
I'm going to go to the.
So it doesn't look like, and from just a general observation, this does not appear to be your adventuring party in stone form. There's 10 of them. There's 10 of them. Yep. And
That's fine.
They're the cheap rip-off.
It's like Madame Two Swords, but done like they don't look anything like the people they're supposed to be.
So like Madame Two Swords.
It's so exactly like Madame Two Swords, like the one at Blackpool. Madame Three Swords.
3 swords.
Sorry.
Right. Heading to this hooded figure, and I'm going to be like,
Yeah.
"Do you know what's down the corridor? The dark corridor and shadows with the cobwebs."
There are many things in the dark, and there are many shadows in the castle.
In the next room over.
They say
on
nothing
the
else.
north or south wall.
They say nothing else.
Organ.
Organ.
Let's go back through the rubble to the study.
Okay.
Back through the crawl space hole.
Just once more.
So you go back through the study. Roll as you come in. Roll one perception check in the study.
Ooh, good.
27.
All of us.
11.
It's at 27.
Yeah.
As you walk in from this angle and you look at that painting hanging, that huge portrait hanging over this fireplace, this roaring fire, it's not moved, but it's also not flush against the wall.
Secret passageway. I'm going to try to open it. Get away from the wall.
So,
Okay.
okay.
Painting is usually flush with the wall.
Well, in terms of when it's hanging, you can actually see this is standing proud.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, that's my description. It's standing proud of the wall. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not hanging flat against the wall. It's in forward.
No,
As you sort of move the painting, you can just either lift it down if you want to, or you can try and move it aside.
How's it hanging?
yeah, I'm alright.
So it's hanging with like pictures hang with like nails and a wire. But as you look beside,
Should probably get help.
there's There's one. As you look, you can see behind. You can see behind the paint. It's that far off the wall. You can actually see behind the painting. And there's a single brick in the centre of the wall behind the painting that looks like it's standing proud, which is why the painting's not sitting flat against the wall. As you push on that brick, there's this grinding.
The wall's been closing in.
There's this grinding rock, and what you can see behind the fire in the fireplace is what was the solid back of the fireplace is now open.
Nice.
Is the fire still burning?
The fire is still burning.
Can I use produce flame in reverse to put out the fire?
You can try. Probably not, but you can try.
Anyone summon water of any description? Or do we have water bottles?
I'm about making fire.
Quinny really reluctantly pulls out one of the cheaper bottles of wine.
That will do one.
Right, you sure won't do anything? We'll leave it in the
Or
bag.
we could wet a blanket and then put that on it. That would be more.
Is it an Arcana check or something to try and wisdom or something to try to?
You can.
It is.
Yeah, you can roll Arcana or Wisdom to see if you can work out how whether this is like a normal fire. Yeah.
Could you cook with it?
What is it?
Yeah, Wisdom or Arcana, whichever you prefer.
Wisdom. I am dumb as rocks.
Natural 20.
It's a 3 on the dice.
Okay. You think that this is just hot fire.
I got nothing.
And therefore, the easiest way to put this out would be the way you would normally put out a fire.
So sort of is there anything we can use in the study to put out the fire?
Well, not as you're looking around in this room, probably not. There's lots of books. They look like they would burn pretty well. There's like a wooden desk. There's some nice leather chairs. There's
on the bed?
back in Gertruda's room. No, you're in the study, which is next to Gertruda's room. You shove the
I
doona.
feel like it's going to catch. How big's the fire?
It's a big, blazing, big wood, big stone sort of Gothic fireplace. Yeah, it's deep. You could walk through it. I mean, it's a big fireplace. You could. This isn't a little passage that you would
have to couple of steps back. And then,
Yeah.
as soon as Harley decides to walk, he's going to instantly stop that and let me try it first.
Yeah.
I'm all out of that, and elephants don't come with their own rules.
Yeah. I reckon if we put the fire out,
There was a
then
bathroom.
people are going to know that we've gone through the secret hideaway. So,
just. You would know that. I'm just.
Yeah.
Are you jumping through
Is
the
there a
hole?
snake?
Eileen would just try.
There was a bath. You didn't see a sink.
Eileen would say fuck it and just jump through.
Okay.
Fire damage.
Is the fire real?
You take
Yes.
4 fire damage, and
Nothing.
and your clothes all catch on fire.
I stopped.
I've got ice knife. Will that work?
Ice knife.
Ice knife creates an
You can
explosion of
stab
2d6 ice damage where it hits.
You're going to do that after she's gone through it.
Eileen, I love you dearly. And then I'll cast ice knife.
Okay.
That puts out the fire.
See, the
Ice
thing
knife
is,
puts out the
Harley
fire.
didn't actually want to put the fire out because, then people would kind of, sort of, maybe know that we've gone through the secret passage of the freaking fire.
I can light
But,
it behind us. I can light it behind
Put
us.
out
Arlene's on the other side of the
Yeah,
now
Harley
icy
is-
fireplace going, fucking hell. Like that wasn't obvious.
Yeah,
As if it's just gonna
I
squeeze
stopped, dropped, and rolled, and while I'm rolling, put the fire out. Just mumbling curse words.
Skin shine for 4 or 5 now.
Okay.
Quinny will go through last, and then I'll relight the fire using produce flame.
Couldn't
Okay.
have said that sooner, could you?
Look, I can do a lot of random magical stuff. I forget.
So, as you go into this room, there is a chest that is closed. There's some gold. There's silver. There's copper coins just
in the chest or just around?
on the floor around the, and the the chest itself is beautiful. It's got filigreed brass sort of fittings. It's got clawed feet. Yes, it does appear to be locked.
Does it appear to be trapped?
You can roll investigation.
What turns Sharon again? Can you please unlock the chest for us?
Child, go commit some larceny.
I'm not touching it.
Sorry, is there
It
no
does
way
not
out
appear
of
to
this?
be trapped.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
So
The room of the chest, is it just the fireplace or all of it in there?
They've got plus 16.
Because if so, I'm not going to light the fire again behind us.
So, as you look around, you think that there is a door on the other side of this room.
Okay, cool. I will light the fire behind us.
Yeah.
Can I close the secret door from this side at all, or is that just not seem possible?
Doesn't appear to be immediately possible.
Well, there's a door out.
So there's a door on the opposite side of the chest, opposite to the fireplace that you just came in. There's a door out.
I've rolled 27 on that.
It would appear that this is not the common route into this particular.
So, 27 on the rock kick, am
27. The lock pings open.
What is in the chest?
You can open it, my friend.
Oh yeah, I'll open the chest. And I'll just like be
Before you do that,
moving my head to the side a little bit just in case something pops up.
Everybody needs to make a con save.
is it magic?
Is there? What do we do to check for traps?
no.
Is that perception?
Well,
It's too late now.
Does my
It's
Fey
not-
ancestry give me advantage on it?
Yeah.
I tried to roll for traps, but I
got an 8.
I've got that.
Con save, did you say?
Yeah.
14.
17 for me.
Uh huh.
10 for me.
Uh huh.
I mean, I rolled a natural 19, so I'm sure whatever.
I think 5 is got con proficiency, so I think you're at 22.
What was it? Con?
My
Con.
backup.
So yeah, and then plus 5, so 24.
Okay.
Supposedly.
Zephyr, what's your con save?
14.
Okay. So everybody except Harley
Oh, Jesus.
drops unconscious.
What did you get?
Bubby, how better don't come out of nowhere and try and trick me.
You must have had to get up to 20.
Yeah, I mean, it's if it's a spell from Strahd, it'll be a ridiculous DC. If it's a spell from...
It's 18.
So
That's alright, I wanted to have a long rest anyway.
Harleen kind of just drops to the floor. The apple.
So as you open the chest, you were briefly aware of this huge cloud of gas that exploded out of this chest as you are asleep. Before you, Harleen, you felt momentarily, really, for a brief moment, just a little bit drowsy. The smell of lavender floated past, and you just sort of shook your head. And as you shook your head to clear your head, everybody else is on the ground.
So everyone's passed out.
Everybody's now passed
I'm
out.
going to start picking up a few coins. Going, all right, I need
Probably
some
say
sort
like
of
because of the
compensation
burns,
for all
you're
of
still
this.
kind of recovering.
Okay.
Still stinging you a little bit. You're like, "Ugh."
Do you want to what? Count the money? Or are
I just
you
want to pick up a few,
Yeah.
just kind of scoop up a handful of coins.
okay?
Is there
To be
anything
like,
in the
this
chest?
is compensation. for
Anything in the chest?
And then
Like
she would first scoop up coins and then go look at the chest. It's just like earning payment for dealing with all this shit.
She just leaves on behind.
Probably,
Latest
honestly.
TPK ever. Fail the con save. Frank, or just drop it.
I'll let him
So-
wait, and Stride came back.
they're all breathing. They're all breathing. I'm assuming you would check.
Yeah.
They're all breathing.
Holly,
Rather you just count the money. Holly's like, for fuck's sake.
I go to grab a second handful of money, but then I just realise they're breathing, so I'll just grab half of them.
Okay.
A handful and a half of money,
Okay.
and then I peer inside the box.
You get 10 gold pieces, 20 silver pieces, and 250 copper pieces.
That was so worth having the party.
Yeah, 250 coppers, 2.5 silver. Or is it 25 silver?
25 silver.
Oh.
That's like lunch in a moderate tavern. The amount you guys drink.
Is there something I can try to do to wake them up?
You can try.
Yeah. I'll probably try and wake Quinny up first.
Okay. How are you going to try and wake Quinny up?
Yeah, kind of like
Is there
shake
anything
them a
in the
little
chest?
bit.
Or is it just gas?
Nothing in the chest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Money round the chest.
Probably around the chest.
It's a good trick.
Behind the chest, there's like a corpse, but that's not one of you guys. So that's okay.
There's a corpse.
Yeah.
We just didn't notice.
Yeah, no, it's all wedged down, right, all curled up. It's clearly been there a really long time.
Not smelly.
So just shaking Quinny, wake them up?
No.
Or
There's a sort of
I grab some
and
of
some
their,
snoring.
I grab some of their cheap wine and kind of splash it onto their face.
Does
Does that work?
You start to hear footsteps coming up the stairs.
Take it, I think
Huh?
Yeah, you can carry me.
Save the child.
that's it.
Alternatively, stab me.
Is there anywhere in the room that I can
I like
try
the
to
stamina.
Probably
Take damage.
not.
Is the chest big enough for me to hide it?
No. You could maybe put like one leg or half a shoulder or something.
Harley will pretend to be downed.
Okay.
Ooh.
So you're going
I'm
to
going to pretend.
pretend to be asleep.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to be able to drag four
Can I give
bodies
guidance
away.
in my sleep?
No, you can't.
Guidance.
Sleep guidance. No, you can't do sleep guidance. As you're lying there, roll a deception check.
Remember your P's and Q's.
19.
Okay. So as you are lying there, you see you see a shadow on the other side.
There's no
Quinny relit the fire. You relit the fire, didn't you?
As soon as I saw the door out, relit the fire.
Okay. Let's see. What was your deception? Okay.
19.
Okay. So you see a shadow across the other side of that, on the other side of the fire, and then the shadow vanishes, and you hear a door close, and goes quiet. And then you hear steps on the other side, the door that you were going to go through on the other side of this wall creaks open.
Strahd is standing right there.
No, it's not Strahd. It's
That chick?
no, it's not a chick. Roll
Right, right.
perception at disadvantage on the grounds that you're lying there pretending to be asleep with your eyes half open.
It's a lanky boy.
Okay.
And my roll is getting fun.
You still recognise this guy. This guy's really memorable. You remember that back in the churchyard in Barovia at the funeral, there was
That's right, the second.
Lanky guy, yeah.
there was lanky guy. It's not lanky guy.
Ah.
There was.
I thought I guessed.
You're going through the list of people that you've met, and it's not a chick, and it's not lanky guy, Rahaden, lanky guy. you remember that there was a coach driver who very obsequiously got down off the coach and opened the coach doors for Rahadin and Strahd to get out and cross. And he was horrendously sort of deformed, looked like he was stitched together by lots of people. His name's Cyrus, and that's who has just walked in to this room. Cyrus walks into the room and looks around and closes the chest and goes around and collects everybody's staff, daggers.
Can I try and stop them?
If you want to.
Yeah, because it's not Strahd. It's I would attempt to stop him.
Okay.
You can still be like a
Yeah, I know, but
I appreciate you trying to stop us.
Thank you for
I didn't say I put one. There's only so much I can do.
Mind you, 1 against 1 is where fighters are like the best.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I would like to kind of try and grab my dagger to kind of have a go at his leg when he's near me.
Okay. You can roll an attack as a surprise round because he thought you were asleep.
Is that advantage?
Natural
It is.
20.
Doesn't need it.
I don't need it.
Roll your damage. You could roll at advantage, but what's going to happen? You get 2 natural 20s and it wastes it for later in the game when you need it. The dice has run out of natural 20s.
That's why you gotta buy new dice every now and again. You use all the natural 20s and stuff.
Wait, I've never done a nat 20 here, so it's just max damage.
Max
plus
damage.
whatever I roll.
Yeah, max damage plus damage.
So if it's a d6 plus 3, that's 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 damage.
Okay. That sounds low.
Yeah, what's your...
That sounds low. What's your max damage?
It's more than what you usually do.
Oh, you're using your hand axe.
I don't have dagger.
Okay.
I'll move on from my hand axe.
What's
Okay.
your modifier?
Plus 3.
Never mind.
Yeah, hand axe is only
What's your
one
what's your
d6
most
plus
common
3.
weapon you use?
She's lying down on the floor being stealthy.
I wouldn't use my warhammer, which is a d10.
Yeah. That's very honest of you. That's very honest of you. He recoils back. Difficult to tell whether or not he's just actually more cross that he thought you were unconscious and you're not.
And can I kind of jump up and try and hand over my thing?
You can roll for initiative.
That's fair.
You want us to roll as well?
You're all unconscious.
That's not fair.
We could accidentally get kicked in the face.
Totally unaware.
Alright, he gets to go first. So he is he's absolutely furious and lunges at you initially with his dagger.
Well, it's been a nice campaign, guys.
So 6 to hit,
We hit
No.
him.
and then he tries to bite you.
Oh! Is he a vampire? Or is he just biting it?
Under.
Big, horrible
It's
nonsense.
really a zombie.
Can
He's
anyone
fine.
make a bite attack?
That's 18.
Rules a bit never
Oh,
but attack is anything, yeah. But it wouldn't do a lot of damage.
Just like randomly, like a vampire bites you, you're like, you can play that game.
So that's 5 damage
I think lizard folks get
Jokes on
you.
you.
and a con save. Yep.
Jokes on you, I didn't brush my teeth this morning.
Poison damage.
We believe in you, Harleen.
No, I shouldn't have done that. You
What?
should have believed in me. I love that one.
So that's
Hey, that could be a good thing. You might accidentally kick one of us away.
7 necrotic damage, 7 off your maximum hit points.
That's a vampire.
Just really
And he
Who's the idea? Wasn't sort of like
skitters up the ceiling.
I was having post-victory beers.
You'll go.
You said he was going up the ceiling.
Yep.
Can I attempt to grapple him with my whip?
Yes, you can.
This is actually just how.
Oh, I mean, like, because we're unconscious.
Oh,
It's like when you're drunk and you black out, you don't wake up.
Like, what the fuck's happened?
17
it would just like wake up and
Hits.
my stride sitting at breakfast and be like, oh,
Very cool.
That's 5 damage.
Okay.
Was it a high enough roll to kind of grapple his foot?
we did it one night.
Yeah, roll athletics to try and pull him off the ceiling.
He dropped me off in the review.
9.
Yep.
have you got an action surge left?
No, I was
Like,
using
this
my
one,
You see, you should have had that short rest.
Oh, for weeks.
Should have had that short rest you were talking about.
It feels cold. I don't know why. The last 10 days.
He turns around and tries to hit you again with his dagger.
Doesn't Owen get 2 attacks?
Good question, I think.
Yes, can't remember.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
You definitely have 2 attacks.
Yeah, she does.
7.
Level 7 fighter. So wait, she hasn't got whatever the next one up is.
3, and I think that's at 9th.
9.
I think you get the 3rd, and then the 4th at 16 or something. weird
Something
like that.
silly. Yeah.
It's a bit odd progression.
I can't change weapons.
Rules as written,
Yeah.
change weapon as part of an attack action.
So yeah, you can.
No, I'll just go with my weapon camera.
Well, you can
Uh,
imagine
17 to hit.
Yeah, rules as written, an attack action can include drawing.
Can include drawing or changing.
Oh, interesting. I thought like drawing
Another
was
5.
like a bonus action.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a lot.
So he's looking
Yeah, I mean,
he's looking really hurt. You notice that sort of body parts are starting to detach almost along the seams. It looks like he's starting to disintegrate. He puts his head back and utters this ridiculously, unexpectedly loud, blood-curdling shriek.
do we wake up?
No. And then lashes out at you with his dagger with an 8, which I think would miss, and then tries to bite you again. For a crit.
Oh no!
So your maximum HP is now 1.
That's not the thing you want to crit.
Why'd you all have to fail?
So that is
Yeah.
9 piercing damage.
Yeah.
And 16 necrotic damage and a reduction in maximum hit points. 16.
16.
Mm.
And it already hit how much?
7. So 21 comes with.
It's like half your HP.
It's 39 minus 16.
You'll go.
I just want to know how to wake up my friend.
He laughs as one of his arms starts to fall off. It's like they will, and then goes, they will wake up by themselves.
How damaged does he look then?
Missing an arm?
Yeah, he looks pretty hurt.
I'm going at him with the blood spear.
That's good.
17.
Hits. Oh, hits with hits with extra hits.
That's a 9 piercing damage.
And he goes down.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, I think I 2d6 of temporary hit points. That would be good, so we're at 16, I'm at 23 now.
And as he goes down and you take a step back, you you turn and there's a figure standing in the door behind you. You didn't hear him approach. Now it's Lanky Guy. This would not be the way that one normally behaves in someone else's house.
Yes, if they wanted to be at somebody else's house, but we're kind of here against our will, and we kind of didn't sign up to be here tonight, so, like, I'm classifying this as kidnapping.
He just sort of raises an eyebrow and goes, the master of the house would appreciate you joining him for dinner.
Is he going to wake these guys up, or is it just
And he looks and he goes, they will wake up.
So it's just me.
But we will bring them down. They can wake up in their own time. Would
They
you
must
like...
always be in the same room as me. I'm
I'm
not leaving them alone.
I'm
Not here.
sure we can arrange that.
Mhm.
And he clicks his fingers and goes, and the weapons all start to move towards him. He goes, we're not taking your belongings. You can have them all back when you leave. There's no problem with that at all, but it is not polite to come to dinner armoured. It is not desperately polite.
Teleport someone to somebody with a
I'm unclear what precisely you are speaking of, but the master has asked whether you would like to come down for dinner or whether you would like to continue behaving like this in one of his private chambers.
Do they take my book?
No,
Just weapons.
just weapons.
Not my money.
Hmm?
Not my money.
No, just weapons.
Probably like
No.
going to just give a bit of a defeated sigh and just, as long as my friends remain by my side, then yes.
We will have them brought down, and he beckons like this, and a collection of sort of servants of varying sort of, again, all generally melded out of lots of other sort of body parts all stitched together, come in and with what seems like some unnatural strength pick up your sleeping compatriot and start to walk out of this door. Similar. And through that door, there's a corridor. You go down the corridor, and then there's a winding staircase that seems to go down, goes down a tower. It also goes up, and as you look up, it goes up into a tower. As you're glancing across this floor, you can see on the other side of this sort of landing, this huge staircase that just winds around. It's just like a huge open spiral staircase going right up to the ceiling. And in the middle of this staircase hangs this incredible amber gem that just seems to be completely full of light. It's radiating this sort of pulsating light that fills this huge stairway with this open spiral staircase on the opposite side of the landing. And Rahadin gestures and goes, Come, we are to join the master for dinner, and heads down the staircase on the opposite side of the castle to this sort of spinning heart.
And then we would have just woke up at dinner. Yeah. Or woke up as dinner, one of the two.
Detail.
An important one. I like to be sitting at the table rather than on it. But,
So as you head down the stairs onto the floor below, that organ music that you could hear very faintly on the other staircase seems to be filling the whole of this floor. And Rahadin and his little entourage of people carrying your friends enter this huge sort of central room. There you go. And there's this enormous dining table in what looks like a sort of semi-abandoned castle. These huge stained glass windows, candelabras all the way along the table, and all of your friends get sort of propped, almost like sort of broken Blinsky toys on the. I know it's sad, isn't it? On the chairs around the table. At the far end of the table is a huge organ, and sitting playing that organ is a tall figure in long robes with black hair.
Sick.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. You want one? Yeah, it's a heavy metal pipe organ.
Yeah, that's the most metal in hell.
Yeah.
Are you sure it's not a bit less metal and a bit more bone?
Yeah.
It's got like ivory.
Yeah.
Big human ivory.
So standing playing this organ and the music coming out of these pipes and seeming to emanate out across this hall and then out across this floor. Sorry, that's Marty saying, can I call him in sick tomorrow because it's athletics carnival, you just want to go? I'm like, excellent. I'm sick. No, you're not. Rahadin goes, sit. There'll be food shortly.
is the tour guide playing at the restaurant?
You would recognise the tall guy playing the organ as what appears to be Strahd, yes.
Well, we were just
Okay.
She's kind of dissociating at this point a bit, but trying to stay grounded.
Give me one.
Okay.
Well, I'm not trusting wine from this place.
So you're all sitting down, and then the music sort of quietens down, and a hand is raised, and food starts to appear all the way down this table, and the other hand appears, and everybody else wakes up.
Good. What's happening? Where are
Did we get a short?
Gertruda walks in and walks past the organ and smiles and then takes a seat at the table.
Does she, can I do an insight check? Does she seem like she's under her own will? Or is she kind of out of it?
No, I mean, she was in
or
pajamas before.
what's the vibe?
So she's dressed.
She didn't seem all together there when we were talking.
Yeah, you can roll insight.
20. Dirty 20.
She appears to be. You don't get the feeling that she's under a control spell or anything like that. She didn't light up on Vash's detect magic when he went in there originally.
Would I know if I could tell if someone was being compulsed by in the same way that Quinny was previously? Or does that seem just kind of outside the realm of...
You don't feel that she's being controlled.
Okay.
You feel, with Dirty 20, you feel that she might be simple as a soul, but you don't feel that she's being forced to be here. You think that she is here under her own free will. Okay. Welcome to Castle Ravenloft.
Strahd or famous?
And Gertruda smiles at him. I hope your stay is comfortable, if somewhat unannounced and unexpected. It is lovely to have you here.
Unexpected on our part as well.
He sits at the head of this dining table. There is food along this table. He has just a simple glass of wine, nothing more. Now, okay. I would, had you not arrived, invited you here because I am interested what brings you to Barovia. It is uncommon to have adventurers in these parts, particularly ones who have been here before. Very few leave and very, very few come back. That's of great interest. I've been watching what you've been up to. It's fascinating. Please, eat, sit.
Are there vegetarian options?
Yeah, there's all sorts. There's,
I would stick to vegetables for this time
Is
being.
there any pies?
there are no pies. There are no pies.
Oh, God.
There are no pies.
I tried to tuning just the word Quinny in a seat there. That's against terms of service. So I don't know what Quinny means, but like.
I imagine it probably just doesn't do it for similar names. So I imagine the results will be
So as you eat, so you eating?
Yeah, anything with
You feel your health going back up.
Max health?
Max
Before you said I'm max health.
Max health.
I'm just wondering if Quinny's
Does that mean my...
And your health also goes back to max. And it negates your loss of maximum hit points. So it restores your maximum hit points in the same way that a long rest would.
Quinny's very particularly not going to eat anything.
Okay.
Can I roll a
That's
history
fine.
check just to roughly remember what Strahd and I talked about last time, honestly?
Yep.
Can you not just remember?
Well, you can
Oh,
just
go?
remember.
Do
Yeah.
we get spell slots back as well? Just
No. Just health.
I thought you needed to eat, so like, let me back
No, you can remember. So you got whisked off by a giant bat and brought here before. So you recognise this room. You recognise the organ. You'd not been upstairs, but you certainly have been in this room before. When you were here the last time, you were talking. Strahd was talking to you about the monks who, and particularly the monk who has come before you, that he remembers him being here, and he remembers him also coming to dinner here, and that he went to the Amber Temple because he came seeking knowledge. And he told you that that's in the north of Barovia, on the other side of the Selenka Pass, and that he went there. And he's unclear what has happened to him, since he's not really kept any track or watch, but he certainly went that way, seeking knowledge and seeking wisdom. And nothing bad happened to you while you were here. You had dinner, you had a conversation about your oh yeah, let me go and fix that. Sorry, give me 2 minutes. I was just going to fix that. Xanthelador had come over and he'd met with him, and he'd gone investigating up into the mountains looking for knowledge.
How long ago was this? Is it like a couple of weeks? Or how long have we actually been adventuring?
So you studied for 40 years after Xanthelador went missing. That was when...
when was I last with Strahd?
Oh, you were... Oh, a couple of weeks ago.
When you were in Barovia. One of my shoes.
Okay, you want me to see here.
There's one.
Tracking, yeah. Okay, cool.
So what's the plan to kill Strahd? Who's going for this?
Tonight.
Yeah, right now. I've got a 4th level spell slot, so
I've got one
rolls
key
six.
point, so we'll get.
I thought we didn't level up until we did that.
You
No,
can
we
level up,
did.
you can't take your.
We just didn't get the effects of the one.
So you still get like your wisdom and
So I'm
stuff.
still doing like that.
Well, we don't
Yeah.
get the scores if you're full fast.
Yeah. So, that was
I had
about 2.5, nearly 3 weeks ago, was when you first came into Barovia and then rescued Irina and buried her father and found all of that stuff out.
So I'm going to say to Strahd, I'm going to be like, given that I've been here 2 weeks, it seems I have not made much progress. Travel is slow in these parts, it seems.
Well, you did dispatch of the hacks at the windmill. I mean, grateful for that. That was, they've been littering the landscape for a while. I've been waiting for somebody to pop in and deal with them. Everybody tends to just wander past. So that was good. And then you seem to have got caught up in some political affairs in Vallaki. They were happy with their festivals. I'm not sure what happened there. Interesting.
You were there, weren't you? Strahd was at the festival, wasn't he?
Well, I did come along. I heard from Fiona, the Watcher family, loyal, have been around for a very long time, that things were going to happen. So I said I would make an appearance. That's what we do for those who are loyal.
They're dead.
Happens. Doesn't seem particularly bothered about that.
I'm going to be like, the people of Vallaki seem to think that you couldn't come to Vallaki, but as far as we're aware, there was nothing stopping you. So why have you chosen not to go that way like you do with Barovia?
Well, sometimes the concept that there is a place in this land that I cannot enter, that I have no dominion over, is just so ridiculous. It's amusing. But truly, I have no particular interest in the small folks and their lives who live there. If they want to pretend with their festivals and entertain themselves, believing that, worshipping idols and burning sticks keeps me away, so be it. Father Lucian and the bones of St. Andrel, it keeps them happy. Let them carry on.
Can I go home?
Well, you are interesting because you appear to have changed since you've been here.
No idea what you're talking about.
As the black just dribbles down the side of your head from the crown of thorns that you're now wearing.
Quinny is intensely paranoid about the book in her backpack right now. But not as paranoid as the jewel sitting underneath it. Did you bring me here?
Why would I do that?
Not sure.
I bought the warlock.
Should have kept him there.
He is currently in Gertruda's wardrobe. Not sure why. No, he's welcome to come down for dinner, but seemed quite occupied up there, fertling around in the back of the wardrobe. So let him be. I brought him back. He looks at Harleen and goes, "You left many, many, many years ago now, but
Wait.
well, you did. I believe
Why don't I remember?
you were very young at the time. I felt the mist open and let you through. I saw no harm in allowing it, and so you went."
I don't like so many people knowing about my past when I don't even know it myself.
Do me next week.
Oh,
Do
you?
me.
No, you are not of Barovia. It is nice to have you visiting, though.
I'm disappointed.
You, Quinny,
Yes.
potentially of great use to me. I believe you have druidic skills.
I'm afraid
Deception.
Simple farmer.
I believe the last time I saw you, you tried to run into me while in the form of a giant elk.
That was all an illusion.
What these strange local animals do is none of my business. A little.
Like the jackal that jumped into poor Blinsky's toy shop.
That one is
You can't pin that on me.
That was his fault.
I'm not gonna blame a child for that.
Oh,
All right. Yes, a touch. There doesn't seem to be many druids around.
not anymore, no. Do you know of the Fanes?
How stupid is trying to lie to Strahd here. Here's my pitch. Quinny, before lying about the animal thing,
Yes.
is me playing dumb. Can I actually try to properly lie this time? And
You
go,
can try
I
and
don't
lie
believe so.
to Strahd. Yes, go for
Can I
it.
guidance myself?
You can guide yourself lying to Strahd.
Wonderful.
Go
I've got
for
a
it.
deception of +1.
Okay, you do
That's
that.
a 10. There's no-
I don't even need to roll for
There's
that.
no way Strahd can tell.
I can. He just laughs and goes,
To perception, I imagine.
"You must have heard the tales of the Fanes of Barovia." And he holds his hand up, and in where the window is in this dining hall is an illusion of what like an image of what Harleen would recognise from what she saw in the staircase. So there's an image of the staircase, and hanging within the staircase is this beautiful gem.
Does it match the thing I saw when I stuck my head through that portal way back when we were at the,
Yes.
Wonderful.
Yes, this beautiful gem sort of pulsating with light, and hanging sort of suspended in the centre of this sort of stairwell and this enormous staircase. And he goes, "This was gifted to me. The heart of sorrow. It's gifted to me."
Can I insight check? Gifted for me?
Yeah.
Crit for 29-32.
Gifted to me. Yeah, no. You are 100% sure that at the time that it was made, it was a gift.
No.
This was gifted to me from the 3 ladies of the land that had been in Barovia for centuries before me and my family came to these parts. And they each gifted me part of a gem and crafted this beautiful creation that hangs in the castle. I am keen to complete it. Unfortunately, they never got the chance. The other halves of those gems are lost in place beyond my sight.
Can I roll an insight on that to see if he's playing with us and actually knows where?
What, there's one in Quinny's backpack?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are they actually lost? Does he believe that genuinely?
Yep.
What's my insight?
Guidance, if you like.
Fuck. Well, actually, my insight's pretty good. That is 13.
Okay. He's difficult to read. He's pretty inscrutable. You don't know whether they're lost or whether he just can't be bothered to go and get them himself, or whether they're protected in some way that he can't access them. You don't know.
We saw him trying to get it, didn't we, when we went to the...
So you saw him in the cellar of the Wizard of Wines, and the gem was missing, and where it had probably been had gone. It was
and
up
where
on
did
the
it
hill.
end up being that we got it?
It was in the Wicker
Yester
Man at the top of Yester Hill with the really sketchy druids who had all been corrupted by the sketchy tree, by the bloody tree that you got stuck in for several rounds with all the badgers.
Yeah. The badgers. They were there.
The badgers were awesome. Yeah, in the murderous tree. I'm building the murderous tree downstairs at the moment. I'm going to build little badgers to get stuck in it as well, just for amusement life.
Quinny will ask, and why are you so interested in having them?
Well, I have asked people who have come before you to help me. I would like the other halves of the gems. I would like to complete the gift that the ladies of Barovia started.
What happened to the ladies?
Oh, it was many centuries ago. They have not been seen for many, many years.
What's in it for us?
I'm sure you'd like to leave. Everybody likes to leave. It appears to be the one thing that most people want, is to leave here and never come back. I mean, I've been here for going on 800 years, and I'd quite like to leave here too.
If you can't leave yourself, how would we be able to?
I can affect the mists. I cannot pass through them. But I can open doorways through the mists for others when I choose to do so. I believe if I had the other parts of the gem, then maybe I could have enough connection to be able to leave myself.
How do we know you won't just leave and abandon us here?
Well, you'd have to trust, wouldn't you? I would not break my word.
Your excuse that's a touch difficult after being thrown in a cupboard about 5 minutes ago.
Pardon?
We were teleported into a cupboard by a friend, and silly.
And he throws his head back and laughs and goes, "Oh, you came through the wardrobe, that's why your warlock friend is in the wardrobe. Yes, I do use Vasily's house as a way into Valaki sometimes. Absolutely. You must have really upset him if he put you on the other side of the wall."
Yeah,
What did you do to upset Vasily?
Well, he took one of our friends, in fact. We were trying to work out where she'd gone.
Who has he taken? And his whole demeanour shifts.
I was assuming, can I insight check to try to determine if Arena is here? Was the assumption I was working under? Sorry, can I work out if he's genuinely doesn't know, or if he's messing around? God. Insight is dirty 20.
With a dirty 20 on insight, you think he's being upfront as to how have you pissed off Vasily enough to get thrown into his secret room. So he knows about the teleportation circle. Mm-hmm. He knows that that's how you've got in. Mm-hmm. He knows where that goes. He can't work it. He wants to know what Vasily von Holtz has done. Or what you have done to Vasily von Holtz to get shoved in, I have known Vasily a long time, and he does not routinely send people into that room or allow people in that room. That is my way of quietly wandering the streets of Vallaki unnoticed by the population, attending the festivals where all is well, wandering the streets, smiling at the ineptitude of the small people, and then coming home to my castle where the fire is warm and the organ sounds fabulous. I shall have words with him. It is not meant to be a quick fix transport route into my upper chambers.
If you'd love to send us back the way we came, I'd be happy to pass on that you're hoping to talk to him.
I was thinking more of allowing you out of the main doors and giving you a carriage ride back to wherever you wanted to go. It's generally more a more reasonable method of attending and leaving somebody's house, is it not?
I assumed an unusual exit given the unusual entrance.
Well, if I were to send you back, you are welcome to go that way, I suppose, if Gertruda will allow you through her room. And Gertruda sort of giggles a little and sort of looks coy and carries on eating her dinner. But Vasily would have to let you out of the room. Is he likely to do that?
No.
Who knows? A strange and unpredictable man.
If you wish to go back that way, you are welcome to do so, but...
Carriage sounds nice.
Okay.
I'm going to ask him, did you mention before that some of the people here are from Burundi and managed to leave? Do you know how they managed to leave?
As I said, sometimes under special circumstances I can allow the mists to thin or drop.
Can I insight check that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so can I just ask him outright, so was it you who let them leave?
Of course it was me that let them leave. You can't just walk in and out.
Crit fail for a total of 11.
On a crit fail on insight, you 100% believe that this is definitely true.
And I incited for 20.
And with an insight of 24, you also believe that Strahd has control over the mists and who can leave. And he looks at Malachi and goes, "A man from the cult of the Morning Lord."
Psychic damage. Take a D4.
Emotional damage.
You, I'm sure, found it easier than some of your friends to travel through the mists.
Gotta say, I can't complain traveling through the mists. That was good.
Can't say I really remember.
Did you just...
I said yes.
Who sent you?
My spirit.
The morning worship set. That's what I was expecting you to say.
Is Cardinal Agerius still in charge in the Church of the Morning Lord? Yep.
I don't know.
Yes, Malachi would know that. Yes, that was the cardinal who was in charge, who sent you.
I just wasn't 100% sure if it was
You can respond however you like. Malachi would recognise the name, and Malachi, so you can respond how you like, but you would know that.
Yes.
Almost as old as me. Maybe older. Hard to tell. It's been around such a long time. I do find organised religion an interesting beast. They say vampires are controlling and evil, but organised religion gives us a definite run for our money. Certainly the cult of the Morning Lord. So, before I give you back your weapons and cast you out to the night in a carriage, number one, where would you like to go? And is there anything else you would like to know before you leave?
Any other ways out you're not telling us?
He laughs.
Oh, go on.
I do not.
Pardon?
There's no reason to.
Why would I want to do that?
Exactly, we're lovable and friendly types.
Why on earth would I want to kill you? It's been so entertaining. There has been nothing exciting other than All Is Well festivals in Wallachia for like the last 100 or so years. You've livened up the place dramatically. A power struggle, some death, riot. Fascinating.
Can I get a bill of ownership for the window? The hads used to have.
Did murder a child?
You've got the bill of ownership from the Durst Manor.
Oh, that's right.
You already have it. No, you're fine. You've already got it.
Did that have Strahd's signature on the roof?
No, it had so Mr. Durst, who was the owner of.
Someone was interested, but we never got around to it.
He was the owner of the house that you went to right at the very beginning.
For future shenanigans, but
I don't. You could ask for an autograph.
yeah, I'm not doing it.
You're not asking for an autograph, okay?
I feel like he'll just kill me if he's going to kill me. I don't think that the legal system.
No, but if you wanted a signature.
That's fine.
Strahd gets a credit card.
Cool. Quinny won't ask it.
Okay. So
I'm a big fan.
Hey,
I really like the way you toy with everyone.
is there anything else you would like to know? Anywhere particularly you would like to be taken?
Do you know where we could possibly find these gems that you're looking for?
Well, I believe there was one at the Wizard of Wines. I think I briefly saw you there, Quinny. It had been taken before I got there. And he just looks at you.
Yes. Unfortunately, no one else seems to be able to grow wine anymore.
I believe that the ladies regretted their decision to gift me half of their gems and hid the remaining halves. They are protected from my view. I cannot see them. I find it frustrating. There is very little in Barovia that escapes my attention, but they sit outside of my...
Would you have anything to help us on our journey to find these gems? Or, in general, to survive this harsh and unforgiving land?
Maybe.
Token of good faith, maybe?
It's literally a token of good faith.
Literally.
And you flip a coin and it's like add one to any roll.
Strahd says, I I have maybe a few items that might be of use to you.
We would be most grateful.
And he pulls out one item, and this thing is stunningly beautiful. Sword, jeweled hilt, beautiful blade. It clearly pulses with some kind of vague, sort of magical, arcane energy. Vash would be able to identify it. He tells you what it is. He tells you what it is. Mm. This is a blade of luck.
Can I look that up on D&D?
Possibly, not sure. So mechanically, +1 to attack, magical weapon. While you're carrying it, you get a +1 to all your saving throws.
Wow! A luck blade?
Yep. Look at the luck blade's special power.
God damn!
What's the special power?
It has up to three casts of wish on it.
Jesus.
What?
Are we really
Which
trusting
does
these things
anything.
so strong?
It's the grandfather spell that does.
Can we just wish ourselves out of
Probably
So it does almost
3 per long rest or 3.
No, just
So
three.
it has 1d4 take 1, so between 0 and 3 charges.
Okay, so it's basically like the
No, sorry, it's
No,
that's
this-
every door.
No, so this sword, this sword has one
One wish.
wish, and then the sword is destroyed. Okay.
genie's lamp.
A little bit.
So things you can do. So it's a +1 weapon. It's a magical weapon. You get a +1 to all saving throws while you're carrying it, and you have one while you're carrying it. You also get to use Lucky as a feat once. That recharges at dawn, which allows you to re-roll an attack ability check or saving throw, but you must use the second roll. That recharges at dawn, and it will give you one cast of wish, which then destroys the sword.
We'd be delighted. Thank you.
He smiles and says,
Mr. Strauss, sir,
"You are welcome."
if you brought us to this place, why?
Oh, I'll give that to someone else. I'm not proud of it.
Why us? Why?
I'm just wanting to
Why you-
establish that
well-
someone grabs it.
Can you
Harleen
explain some of us are from here.
needed to come back and understand her past. Quinny was invited by somebody other than me.
Come again?
Quinny was invited by somebody other than me.
Would you like to elaborate on that at all?
You just arrived. I did not bring you here.
That's been my experience too.
I did not bring you here. It's why you are of particular interest. There are very few that can penetrate into Barovia without me enabling their transport. You are one of those. Zephyr's come to find his friend. He was of great entertainment and interest to me, and I'm sure he's up at the Amber Temple somewhere. It would be lovely to reunite you. You're a child without a mother. Maybe your family is here too.
You know?
It will be better for you to find out. And
Of course.
your warlock in the wardrobe
Where's he going?
is Bard Warlock.
No, but where's
The
my warlock?
The warlock.
Oh, the warlock.
The warlock in the wardrobe. Sorry. The warlock in the wardrobe. Well, he's allowed back. He's family. And the church, well, the cult, They pass between the mists on a regular basis, from their places to ours.
How's he family?
Pardon?
Our
I knew his mother and his father. I knew them well.
Were you related to them? Or?
Yeah, nearly. Once upon a time, in a way.
May I ask,
Hmm.
who was Arena to you?
Pardon?
Who was Arena to you?
Oh.
I noticed that there are others that look similar to her as well. Doesn't Arena look like the other lady?
Yeah.
Irina looks like, well, the portrait is labelled Tatiana,
Oh,
and Irina
Tatiana
looks like Tatiana.
Tatiana looks like Vash's mum.
Yeah, like, and I'll say, a warlock's mother, Tatiana from the painting, and Arena all look very similar.
For the first time, you see him look guarded, and Tatiana was very important to me. She was to be my wife, and she died.
Right, insight check?
Yep.
18.
Very important to him. I'm not 100% sure whether the whole thing's true, but certainly the emotion is very true. In terms of, she was very important to him. Her soul lives on, and her soul is eternal.
Can I go check when Zephyr said Arena? Was there any reaction on Strahd?
Yeah, immediately. You don't even need to roll insight. He looked uncomfortable and guarded. I talk about Irina. Sad, maybe wistful. First, real sort of emotion as opposed to I own this place and I can do with you as what I want. A weakness,
Right.
let's say.
Where do we want to go to? Do we want to go
We can
back to
get
the light?
transferred anyway. Do we want to go back to the light? We've spent
The
about
Invincible.
100,000 years there.
I don't know where else we'd go.
Is there anywhere? Is there
Well,
any
yeah,
other
next
way?
thing we're gonna do is werewolf stuff.
That's yeah.
Or the
That's why I want to go get all of those first.
Yeah,
So,
we may, if we're going to do well from we may as well go to the lucky because that's where we're
Yeah.
going to come back to afterwards.
Bro,
Looks at Malachi and goes, "Do you have a syringe?"
I can't remember what happened just now. Yes, I still have it, yes.
I've always wanted to see one. Would you mind?
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
sure.
He looks at it and genuinely interested. Fascinating piece of engineering.
Any unpleasant side effects from that?
Oh, from this?
Yeah.
I would assume so. I've heard of these in the church. Heard of them. Never had the opportunity to see one. Fascinating. And gives it back to you. Goes, organised religion. A strange, strange beast.
He even used it.
Did we need to tell? Why not giving you
that
his
was a
net
very
password
valid
while we're
response.
He used it on Quinny.
and himself?
No, I didn't.
What? You told me you did. I would never have signed up to be a test dummy. You told me you've done that before.
You're having this conversation at dinner. Strahd's chuckling at the stupidity of the small people.
What's going to happen to me?
It already happened.
Yeah, it already happened.
We
You
hope.
went back off the.
You went all.
Oh,
You went all vampire level.
Strahd puts
Hi, how you doing?
Strahd puts his hand up, and you can feel crawling inside
Yeah.
No.
the back of
There's still something very wrong.
the inside.
It was druid brain, so I gave druid
You fucking killed me. And I will not stand for it.
And he goes, and Strut goes, really, truly fascinating
Anything you
what
could-
religious folks will do. Amazing. Amazing. No wonder.
No.
I can see now why people follow them. Interesting.
I don't need these options.
Right. If you have all.
You fully said, I asked, and you absolutely said you've done it before. I thought
I
you'd
said
done
I
it
wanted
when
to
I was
before.
away. Yeah.
Up to myself.
Strahd takes a long drink of his wine, and you notice it clings to his lips slightly.
Does it smell remotely like wine?
No, it's slightly too viscous to be. The other.
Quinny will pop her own bottle of wine.
To be fair, the other food tastes fabulous. There don't appear to be any children in it. The other wine is wine.
I don't know. Hannibal managed to serve a lot of people human remains without them realizing it was human.
Which is so bullshit.
So-
You have to be really thick to think you're eating a rabbit and be eating a person. Anyways.
What's that?
Really good
Do you think
It's the texture would be
I
completely
can maybe
right.
stay a day or two extra and look at your records in your library before?
You would be welcome. I can always arrange a guest suite for you.
Friends back. He's giving us things. He's letting us
That's pretty cool.
stay in the
And I would like to
To
go
be fair,
straight to
he's
the
never
end.
done anything directly against us.
He has against Bash.
What was that last
We
bit?
just all we
I
all
said I'd like to go
Strahd.
straight to the Amber Temple if that's possible.
The Amber Temple.
After my time here is done.
Are you carrying anything important or magical?
No, I don't think so.
Ah, damn.
Would you- It is a long trip. If you would like, I could arrange to just send you straight there.
Sure. After I've read criminal libraries, I'm sure there's. My time in Barovia has just been fascinating in terms of history and knowledge. It is very strange how unusual everyone in this entire area is relative to
It does
the normal
attract-
kind of business.
It does attract strange folks, to be sure. You know.
Are you going to leave us?
Yes. Temporarily. I will see you with that.
Zephyr, you were the only one who had any sense here. And Quinny will give you the home brew that we've been working on for the gin.
Oh
to hold
yes.
on to.
No, we should have some of that tonight.
See?
Probably almost ready.
It's been 2 weeks. I don't know.
How long does it take to brew gin?
Months.
Is it really?
Months verging on years. Yeah. Verging on years.
It's like stuck down your pack.
Yeah, it also requires like factory processing and stuff. After it in a bottle.
As you
You can
open,
drink the flour. water
Quinny,
if
as
you
you
like.
open your pack to give Zephyr,
Oh, come on!
Strucker's interesting.
I don't know, it only takes 30 minutes to
This
distill,
lovely
so-
book. It is very interesting.
It is. Enjoy. It's a good one to read.
I've been working my way through it.
He says
Not-
the itches
My
at the
father
thorn
found that.
digging into his skull.
It seems to be having some
A good
interesting
choice.
effects on my
A
mind.
good choice of light reading.
The
Okay.
war was very interesting. in it.
Where would you like to go? It is getting late. It is Gertruda here is falling asleep at the table.
I think
Rahadin wishes to get things cleared up and tidy. I need to prepare a room for your friend here.
I think we're going back to Valaki, the Blue Water Inn.
I will. And at this moment, Vash gets carried down the stairs by Rahadin. He didn't manage very well getting out of that wardrobe. And
Perhaps just outside of Valaki rather than
He
rocking up
just
in a car
teleports
from
back
Strahd's
and
action.
half his legs are still stuck in the wall from him.
no, he's fine. He's just asleep. He'll be fine after a rest. He'll be absolutely
Nice
fine.
long nap.
A long nap.
Which we can get on the way through.
he takes you out to escorts you to the front of to the west gate.
Gems, how will if they're out of your sight, how will we let you know that we found them?
You could just come.
Back
You
to
know,
the castle?
knock on the door, send a message. You know, some people use ravens. You know, you could just. You are welcome. You can just send a message. And
What I will do before you
We're
leave.
saying things so he doesn't want to kill us.
Okay, cool.
Quinny's obviously not saying
What I will
Okay.
do before I leave is I will say to Quinny,
Mm.
for all our times together and our shared love of alcohol, I'm going to give you a superior impression of it.
Lovely. Thank you very much. That is a very nice thing.
It's the only useful thing. I do have my claws, but I don't think anyone else is actually use
Will they work for me in animal form?
what?
the insignia of claws.
Sorry, the insignia of claws. What give you magical claw? Magical.
Yeah.
Oh, if it's just magical damage, I already have that.
Yeah, you already have it.
And it's +1 bonus to attack rolls and damage rolls.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
For unarmed?
Okay.
Insignia
So
of claws.
he leads you out to the courtyard, and there's a sort of a stone lit with candles going out to a huge gate, and standing in this courtyard is a huge black carriage, and you realise you've seen this carriage before on the road as you left Barovia and were heading up towards the windmill. You actually saw this carriage sort of at the crossroads heading off up the slope to Ravenloft, and this carriage appears to be drawn by two flaming horses.
This was my first thing as well. It's a Pokemon.
It's Pokemon, yeah. By two giant flaming Pokemon horses.
Yeah, definitely outside Valaki, I think, rather than arriving in
Yeah.
that. Let's not draw attention.
Especially when we know that Blumholt was looking for us to kind of do that.
Ah, that'll be fine. I suppose you could ask Vasily not to, yeah, that.
If you have upset Vasily, maybe you need to work out what you have done to upset him, and I don't know, apologise.
I'd give him a bouquet of flowers, but nothing seems to grow here.
Bring the rest of the gems, and I would maybe be able to restore the land to what it was when I first came here.
Right.
I for one welcome our new vampire.
It seems a lot easier than the other stuff that we've been doing.
Everyone
so.
else is a total pain in the
Asshole.
ass.
I'm pretty sure he'll kill us as soon as we do.
I'm pretty sure anything will kill.
This is like out of
Yeah, well,
control.
Vasily was really nice to us too until he turned up.
Yeah. Well, until we stole from him.
Yeah, mind you, we did rob him, try to mind control him, and break into his house.
No, you just hated it.
We didn't break into Strad's house. We just brought
Let's go, I think.
Okay, so you're heading back towards Valaki.
I think so. We want to do the werewolves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah,
okay.
the werewolves. We also need to find Arena.
Yeah,
I hope
that's
it's still in
awesome.
Valaki.
Yeah, so you go out, yeah, so this is the west gate to Ravenloft, this huge sort of stone gate. So you go, as you go out through the gates, you recognise the road, and this carriage is travelling at tremendous speed, and you see the windmill flash by as you're going up the road.
It's my window.
There's your windmill. It rushes quickly
Is
by.
anyone driving this carriage, or is it just drawn by the horses?
You didn't see anybody driving this carriage.
Cool and spooky.
And
Quinny's having a stern talking with Malachi about the solution.
it
What the fuck is going to happen to my face?
it pulls
It's
up.
called informed business.
It pulls up on the outside of the gate to Valaki, which is standing open, which is unusual because normally it's a curfew.
That seems like progress. Maybe.
Wow.
What could just be?
True.
Everyone is
All the guards are dead.
No! Well, most
Except for the way left.
yeah, no, true, yeah.
So they
Yeah,
fucked that up.
that's not good. Head of the guards alive, let's see.
I'm assuming you get out of the carriage.
Yep, absolutely.
You get out of the carriage sort of turns and just heads back the way it came. There, you don't see any guards. It's late. The streets are deserted. The shops are shut. It is tumbleweed through the centre of...
Sleep in the blue water either thing.
and you head back to the Blue Water Inn. The door is open, the fire is low and burnt out.
Is there anyone around?
Pardon?
Is there anyone around?
Yeah, so Danica and Unwin are tidying up the bar, and you don't see Arena. You don't see Arena, and you talk to Unwin and Danica, and they've not seen Arena since the square.
Don't do anything Darwin would have done.
Oh yeah. I mean future plans.
And you head to bed in the Blue Water Inn. You can take a long rest, and you can get all your level 7 stuff, long rest, and choose who has the sword.
Right.
Okay.
Really, the only melee we have is
me.
You've got some kick-ass weapons.
It doesn't make a lot of sense for anyone else to have the sword. Would have been a good young weapon if we still had.
It's just that you won't use it for the melee thing, but the lock and the wish thing is still good for anyone.
Yeah, like probably don't use the wish.
We're just
The plus one to saves is really good.
when